Money cannot buy back your health. People trust who you are. They don't trust what you sell.
There are cases where you walk and your pain will go away and your muscles are going weaker because you're not using them.
100%.
What are the challenges you face? Does homeopathy also helps in like chronic diseases?
60% of any homeopathy doctor's practice usually runs on chronic diseases.
People are still debating that allopathy is better or homeopathy is better.
People say तो सिर्फ dilute कर देते हैं. It's not just about adding water, adding any kind of vehicle and diluting it. Giving people what they need, the safest of the safest solutions with no side effects.
Hi, welcome to Evolve Podcast. Today I'm with this amazing Dr. Taniyaa Bakshhi, who's the director of Bakson Group, and we had some very intelligent, very myth-busting conversation about homeopathic medicines. Great to have you, Dr. Taniyaa. It's such a fun conversation we had, and I'm sure that people are going to learn a lot about homeopathy from it. Hi, Dr. Taniyaa.
Hello.
And I wanted to ask you so many things today, and I got a list of things to ask you, but let me just say the first thing. Homeopathy has been there for years and hundreds of years, right? And people are still not clear about scientifically how it really works. People are still debating that, allopathy is better or homeopathy is better. Tell me, how does it work and what's the science behind homeopathy?
So when you talk about homeopathy in particular, it's existed for hundreds of years, right? We studied homeopathy as students, medical students, and we got to know that homeopathy has been prevalent not only in India, but Germany, where it was born, moved to Europe, moved to parts of the world today. But it's dominantly practiced and used in India much more compared to a lot of spaces in the world. And we're very proud to have that. Homeopathy works on the law of similia, which states if there's a plant like belladonna, and if given to a healthy person, it could give symptoms like throbbing headache, redness, flushed face, or sensitivity, jarring of noise. So when I give it to an unhealthy person, law of similia, who has these symptoms of headache, jarring headache, sensitivity, or redness, acne, or redness in any form in the body, I could think of belladonna, right? So it works on the basis of similia, where I will match a plant or any sort of homeopathy medicine to a person's symptoms and signs. So that.
Got it. So why are people always talking about like, homeopathy तो diluted medicine होती हैं, कैसे काम करेंगी? What is all that nonsense all about? Like, why?
So like I was having the globules, right? So I'll just show you the globules.
Yeah.
So these globules can you see like there's some sort of liquid in there that you can see?
Yeah.
So when we say something is diluted, in homeopathy there's something known as potentization, which basically is that I'm not using the raw herb like that. Like I'm not using this particular herb.
Right.
I'm taking a part of it, potentizing it with the help of dilution. So I'll take one part of this, 99 parts of, let's just say, a solvent or something that, a vehicle that combines, right? That helps combining, which in our case is ENA. And then we take one part of that, dilute it further. Why this diluting again and again and again to suppose 50 millisimilar potency, like 1M? You know, that's a lot of times you're potentizing it. Why? The higher the potency, the more stronger it is. The more stronger it is, we believe that it acts on the vital force in the body, which is a force that keeps you healthy. You know, that's easier for me to explain. And one thing we will definitely say is the dilution that people say, to sirf dilute kar dete hain, is not just about adding water, adding any kind of vehicle and diluting it. It's about law of potentization, which we've been taught, where the higher the potency, the stronger the medicine, probably the faster it'll react or act on the body. So that's the logic. So we have like potencies from 30, 200. And it all starts from a mother tincture, which is a solution of the plant. So, yeah.
Oh, so a homeopathy medicine is for long term, you see results, or you can see results in short term also.
I was telling you yesterday I was supposed to cancel this podcast because I was not feeling very well yesterday. And I only had B22 and I had this global combination that we make in the clinic, which is a combination of, again, B22 and some other medicines. I just had that. And I'm fine. I'm much better today. I have the energy. Yesterday, if you saw me, I was basically a walking, talking respiratory patient.
Yeah.
You know, I was just sneezing all the time. Considering we're in summers, we go out in the heat, we come in the AC. There's a lot of garam sardi, jisko hum kehte hain.
Right.
There's a lot of use of ice. A lot of use of thande cheezein, right? We love muskmelon, watermelon in this season. And that somehow also jars or impacts the body because our body is not used to taking so much cold stuff, right? And suddenly we put so much in it. So our body takes time. So getting sick is not bad, but homeopathy could definitely help making that sickness relief faster. I mean, it's 24 hours I'm sitting in front of you.
That's incredible. And does homeopathy also helps in like chronic diseases, like much serious diseases also?
A lot of our practice as homeopaths, I'd say about 60% is chronic and only 40% is acute. Why? When we see chronic issues like eczema, a child having eczema, or a senior adult having eczema, or somebody having rheumatoid arthritis, which is a chronic condition, or even arthritis in normal, myalgia, body pain, anything in particular. These things are all chronic. 60% of any doctor's, homeopathy doctor's practice usually runs on chronic diseases. Why? Because when people come to us, they come to us after a lot of neglect from other pathies. They say, हमने allopathy try करी, हमने steroids लिए, हमने antibiotics लिए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा, इसलिए हम आपके पास आ रहे हैं for chronic conditions. Even cases like diabetes, thyroid come to us, which are all chronic in nature. So yeah, they do.
So they do. So is allopathy can also in combination work with homeopathy, or they're just two separate principles and they never should work together?
See, when we talk about allopathy and homeopathy combined, today in the 21st century, sitting in 2025 April, we're sitting in, right? There is no way a person has not had a painkiller for headache and come to me. There is no way somebody who has thyroid or hypothyroidism is not taking Thyronorm. They are very well on it. They're coming to me after that. So if I say that no, I will tell you not to take allopathy, only take homeopathy, what will happen? Drastic reaction will happen. Diabetes के patient को जिसको वो already metformin ले रहा है या कोई भी और medicine ले रहा है, ठीक है? Allopathy. उसको मैं बोलूँ नहीं बंद करो, क्या होएगा? His sugar levels or her sugar levels will spike up. वो homeopathy से immediately फिर control भी नहीं होएगा. So one thing as homeopaths that we do, or any good homeopath will do, is, which we do very, very precariously, even as doctors, do not stop any particular medication of allopathy suddenly. A person's used to taking cetirizine for itching, get it down slowly. Asthma pumps, get it down slowly. You can't say, आज ही मैं बंद कर दूंगी, ये कर दो, वो कर दो. तभी, you know, people say, oh, homeopathy is not working on me. Because people want faster reactions and they expect homeopathy to work like a steroid spray, which it won't work like. It doesn't have the aggravation or the power to make it suppress, unfortunately or fortunately. So one thing is for sure, when it comes to allopathy plus homeopathy, it is very well practiced, where we are giving our patients homeopathy medicines who are already taking allopathy medicines. My job as a homeopath is कि मैं उसकी medicines कम करूँ पहले, फिर उसको medicines छुड़वाऊँ. I can't just say overnight, बंद कर दो सारी medicine. That's wrong practice. Why? It'll cause harm.
Of course, because that person is already taking certain medicine for every day, so the body is used to it. Now, body can't survive without that. If you can probably tell him to go milder, slowly. You know, the mg and the
exactly
that could go down, but you can't really tell them that okay, kal se lena band kar do.
Exactly.
That's not possible, right? So you know, you're a homeopathic doctor, and I'm sure when you go out and meet people, I'm sure people have very stupid questions to ask you, or you know, the question they ask you, or you feel that, you know, homeopathy is very misunderstood. What are the things like you feel that people generally ask or say that makes you feel that it's so misunderstood?
Very good question. Very good question. I think it would be, give me a homeopathy remedy that will help me lose weight. We just talked about this, right? That's not possible. It's not possible. I cannot just give you one homeopathy medicine and say, isse weight loss ho jayega. It's not there. It's not right. It doesn't exist. It's just plain simple people wanting shorter, quicker hacks from any pathy to do anything to their body to just gain the results that they think are right. So I think that. I think the second one would be when I think somebody commented on one of the reels. You're not supposed. I think I put some medicines because what I usually do is when I go in the hills, I usually get a pollen reaction because the air there, the nature there is very, very clean. So I often take medicine Allerade in my hand and immediately put it in my mouth, right? Same like you put it from the bottle, I put it in my hand. You're not supposed to put homeopathy medicine in the hand. I said, but it's working for me for so many years. So there is also this misconception. For pills like these, I agree, right? But if you're telling me for tablets also I can't put, that's a bit crazy.
But what is the reason you can't put it in your hand?
So people say that if you put this, like globules in the hand, it gets contaminated, which I agree with. I'm not denying.
But that
Globules
could
in the
be
hand
with
does.
anything.
In pills formation, it's a bit different because see, if you see the liquid here, it's very visible to you. That liquid is the medicine. These globules are
So
just
it
a vehicle.
sticks to yeah.
So these I agree. हाँ हाथ में मत लो. मैं खुद strip packaging में देती हूँ कि हाथ में मत लो. But when it comes to tablet, I felt like people were appropriating the same kind of understanding they had about this to tablets. If you don't want to take it in your hand, it's okay with you. But for people who can, it works. It genuinely works. So why should I say nahi, haath mein nahi leni, aisi leni hai? Why should I make it complicated? When it works, Arpit. I mean, I took Allerade in my hand, put it like this in my mouth. It was working for me, no?
Yeah.
Then.
I mean,
Tablets are different.
You can't say that okay, एक ही तरीके से ले सकते हो. अच्छा पेपर में डाल के तो उसमें. I mean, at the end of the day, it's if your hands are clean, then why not? Just take it.
Like earlier, people used to dispense it in paper, as you're saying, right? The paper wrapping thing. Now, that's a very old method of taking it. We've got strip packaging, we've got those plastic vials that doctors use. It depends on time to time how you want to evolutionize with homeopathy, I'd say.
Yeah. So, coming back to people look for weight loss and homeopathy, I think people just are lazy because everything is just how 80% is your diet and 20% is your exercise, which really works. I mean, you don't have to take like all this Ozempic and all this. What are they actually doing? They're basically trying to control your diet. They're trying to make you feel that your stomach is full, nothing else. Exercise से तो आगे वैसे ही कुछ नहीं है. I'm sure in homeopathy also you promote people to exercise,
100%. 100% I agree with you. 100%. I have not studied Ozempic personally, or nor do I know about it. But from what I know, I yesterday saw a patient who said, "Doctor," or yes, day before, "I was this close to taking Ozempic. Look at the weight gain I have on my stomach." And I'm like, why are you not exercising? It's so simple. I got the yoga teacher, told the yoga sir, please can you tell her a few exercises for a concentrated area. Let her exercise more. Let her do whatever physical activity she can do in terms of walking, in terms of any yoga exercise you want her to do. That's a much healthier way. I think people like following trends and they don't really see the potential of what a trend could do to their body in a negative way.
No, absolutely. You know, like exercise is something which is the basic of human body. We were all hunters and gatherers, and we were supposed to run and hunt our food, and you know, even there was no agriculture, so we used to travel for kilometers to probably get an apple from some tree and have it and go back where we were living or whatever. So we are supposed to exercise and we're supposed to have movement. If we don't have that, your mental stability also goes for a toss, and your physically also you go for a toss.
100%.
So it's so important. What percentage of people do you think when you tell them that, okay, you should exercise, out of 100, what percentage exercises?
Out of 100, only 30 of them will exercise.
That is so unfortunate.
Yeah. 70% will still say, मेरे को दर्द हो रहा है, मैं walk नहीं करूँगी शाम को. I said, one of my patients, I said, you talk to your mother every day, right? And sitting in your house, you do it. I said, why don't you walk when you talk? I said, now you'll start walking when you talk to your mother. Simple hacks like these could improve lives. Making your own bed in the morning.
And there are cases where you walk and your pain will go away.
Yeah.
It's probably because your
stiffness
and your muscles are going weaker because you're not using them.
100%. You're a very big advocate of exercising.
I truly feel that exercise is more for mental well-being than physical well-being.
100%.
Your life becomes so much better. You feel happier. You feel that you accomplished. Some days when you start your day, some days there's nothing great about them. Like not like every day you are winning and you're posting a new flag
No, not
and
at all.
there's a new achievement
Not at
happening.
all.
But when you're working out, you feel, yeah, chalo, professionally, today was nothing great, but personally, on my physical front, it was so much better. I feel great. I probably made good quality muscle. I probably am more fitter. Then what else do I need?
I'm with you.
It really works. Do you exercise too?
I do. In fact, I was the sports captain in my school. I was in the basketball team as a center player. I did exercise all throughout. My parents both were national level athletes. So I had that thing in me. We were both tennis players, me and my sister. We used to play tennis every morning till the age of probably 15, 16. And we were very physically active in our daily schedule in life. College work did take a little bit away from me. I will say that. But then you find your resolution. You realize that your money cannot buy back your health. Let that be the biggest reminder. I have one of the biggest clienteles of patients coming from the most richest of the richest backgrounds and the most poorest of the poorest backgrounds also. One thing common, none of them can buy their way out of health. Health is a combination of what you eat, how much you sleep, what you think about, what are your thoughts like, what are the people you surround yourself with, and what your daily movement looks like. It's a combination of these 4-5 things that could change your life forever.
No, absolutely. You look at like COVID. There was no differentiation in class. From the richest to the lowest background, no, it spared no one. Everyone died from all backgrounds. So it was just that you can't run away from bad health. You can't run away from a bad diet, a bad lifestyle. It's gonna catch up to you, man. And people are like, chalo yaar, the more social you are, the more you can go out, the more time you have, you drinking and you partying and you having late nights every day. Then people think, अच्छा थोड़ा vitamins खा लें, थोड़ा supplements रोज खा लें, अच्छा उसमें पूरे regular हैं, consistent हैं. But at the same time, you have a bad routine. You having alcohol probably every second day and you're probably binging on it. And you think वो छोटे बहुत supplement कुछ कर देंगे, कुछ नहीं कर सकते वो. That's complete nonsense. I read a study which said that they were recording 30 couples for like almost for 40 years. And they were all on continuous vitamin supplements every day. The people who were not on supplements and the people they were supplement, there was only 8% of difference in their health. The point being that it was just the diet. It's just the diet. वो supplement 5-8-10% का bonus दे सकते हैं आपको. That's it.
बिल्कुल.
वो नहीं हो सकता कि वो कोई magic चलेगा. आपने रोज vitamin supplement, you having like 5,000 rupee vitamins, so something special is going to happen. Nothing special is going to happen.
I'm not a very big fan of protein, taking protein powders.
Right.
And that's a very personal choice. For other people, it is. So many people in my family, my loved ones, they love protein. They can digest it. For me, not so much. I don't like it. I'd rather take a whole protein, like an egg. Or if I can, I'd take my dals, my paneers, my dairy, right? But one thing that we all need to learn about is if you can get enough protein in your diet, I know that's very debatable. I know people will say a lot more. Protein depends on your movement. It doesn't depend on मेरे को इतना protein दिन में चाहिए. Let's get that clear. I was finishing my nutrition class and this last month, and they said it very clearly. Your protein grams depend on the kind of movement this person is having.
Absolutely.
So the worst kind of people that you'll see is having protein powders sitting all day long, not
Yeah.
moving, not exercising, not doing anything. Protein powders were actually built for people who exercise regularly for muscle repairing.
Of course.
For people who don't exercise daily, who don't even walk daily, who say, I just go for a walk 5-10 steps or one round in the park, you might not be needing protein.
No, you don't, because see, the whole concept of protein is that you break your muscle, and then when it recovers back and joins again, it becomes stronger and bigger. And that's how your muscles grow, and that's how your muscles get stronger. अगर आप उसको break ही नहीं कर रहे, you're going for mild walks also, or you're doing very mild exercise,
yeah.
तो आपको प्रोटीन की ऐसी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. I mean, you need to maintain what you have. For that, you should have the same amount of protein as your body weight. That's for maintenance. But if you want to grow, or you're thinking कि प्रोटीन ज़्यादा खा लिया तो you'll be fitter or bigger, none of that is going to happen. You're just wasting protein, and you're just wasting, you're putting nonsense in your gut.
Agreed.
For no reason.
Agreed. Another thing I think you'll agree on when we talk about health is sleep and how that impacts your health and stress. I've seen patients with the best diets possible. There is no fried stuff. There is no additive. There is no packaged food. There is no particular agent that could raise cholesterol. Nothing. The healthiest diet, the walks, the exercise, the nutrition. One thing, lack of good sleep. Second, severe stress. I actually went on to research this and I understood. People who stress doesn't have to be it's just I've got too much work and this and that. Even if you have 5 things to do in the day, it might stress you up if your nervous system is not built for it. And it builds over time, right? You know about it. Or it can't take it because you've not given it a lot of calm or a lot of things to rely on, right? That's why people do meditation. I researched that if you have high stress levels, you will be more prone to having higher cholesterol levels. Because when you have more stress, your body is going to say, oh, you have stress?
Yeah.
Let me give you more energy to deal with that stress. What's going to happen? It's going to pump up the cholesterol or the lipids in your body as well. The lipids in your body will go up, and ultimately you'll see a rise on the report. So your stress levels are 100% affecting your lipids, and so is your sleep. If you're somebody who is not sleeping well, you can exercise, you can diet, you will gain weight. You will gain weight. So many studies have happened about it.
No, absolutely. See, if you don't sleep, the days I don't sleep, I wake up with a bad gut. I feel very uneasy. Plus, your cortisol levels are so high, you have a very bad day. Even if things are going well, you're not satisfied with anything. You feel like, what did I do to myself? Why couldn't I sleep well? And plus, your everything, the kind of food that you're eating, the kind of behavior, everything changes. So you can't expect, like, ultimate form of recovery is sleep for everything. अब जैसे आप कोई बीमार भी ज़्यादा होता है तो कहते हैं यार सो जाओ, because the body centers itself and starts working on the problem.
100%.
अदरवाइज आप जगे हुए हो, उसके लिए भी एनर्जी वेस्ट हो रही है. आप खा रहे हो, अच्छा खाने को डाइजेस्ट करने में भी एनर्जी वेस्ट हो रही है. जस्ट स्लीप, लेट द engine वर्क ऑन जस्ट वन थिंग,
Agreed.
रिकवरी. Otherwise, so you're just exploiting your body for no reason, and then you're looking outwards कि यार अब मेरे को कोई हेल्प कर दे, कोई डॉक्टर को फ़ोन कर लेता हूँ या कोई मेडिसिन मंगा दो. और मेडिसिन क्या करी, देर ऑल्सो कैपिंग द प्रॉब्लम, राइट? इट्स नॉट लाइक आप स्ट्रेस में हो तो आपकी कोई ऐसी स्ट्रेस की मेडिसिन खा ली कि स्ट्रेस ही खत्म हो गया. that will only go with sleep. You can always make it faster with medicines, but you cannot wipe it out कि बिना सोए अच्छा बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएगा.
No. Sleep is the ultimate.
Yeah. So tell me this, you're now in a legacy business. I'm sure you have lot to take care of and lot is expected out of you. Tell me the story, how this all started, and now what is the challenges you face, and for people who now are in college or they have to join their family businesses, what they should really take care of?
It's a heavy question, Arpit. Such a heavy question. You have a habit of just asking such heavy questions. Um, Family business was destined for me, and it happened to me. I was born into it. I cannot say that it was something that I wanted to do as a first choice, because I was very naive to understand what is good and what is bad and what is it that I want. Destiny, I feel like, was the biggest catch amongst all this, because we only grew up around homeopathy. So we only grew up around conversations like what happens in periods, or what is period pain like, simple stuff like that we grew up around. We grew up around a lot. Like, I remember our summer vacations, we used to go down to the pharmacy to see how the medicines are made. So, when people surround themselves with so much of one particular thing, they're bound to go towards that. There was simple stuff. Whatever you give to the child in their childhood will ultimately return in their adulthood as a career choice. Be it music, be it something that they're exceptionally passionate about and they did with their parents, be it anything in particular they saw their father or their mother do. Children are going to gravitate towards that, and the same thing happened to me. I fell into it, graduated from medical school, was a scholar all throughout, and I realized that I just loved learning, because that's all I've done all throughout my life. I loved learning medical stuff. I loved learning health stuff. And slowly, steadily, you were asking how social media started. It started very accidentally. I was never meant to be a social media person for homeopathy. But one fine day, I think somebody asked, why don't you make a video on why hair fall happens and why you made the hair reviver and why, you're thinking about it and everything, and what herbs did you put in that and why. I started making a video about that, and it clicked with the audience. Then somebody said, what about cold cough? What happens? What do I give? I said, give this. I said, okay. And then now we have a whole community of people like that who are so passionate. Day before yesterday, we launched on Blinkit.
Yeah.
More than 100 people who have never met me. They don't know me. They don't know my story. These people are people who are randomly there following Bakson, taking Bakson medicines for years and years, like 3 generations, like 100 years easy or more. And these people are saying, congratulations, we'd love to see it in Kolkata, we'd love to see it in Maharashtra, we'd love to see it in Delhi. And I am sitting on my phone and I'm realizing this is what you call a community, and this is what you call love for something that you do. I don't do stuff here for myself, I do it for everybody else who needs it. The first thing I ask myself is, am I going to have this product? Am I going to try this product? You'll not believe it. Every single medicine that we push out, we actually try in our clinics first. Every single medicine. Because we're crazy about the fact that it should work. If it doesn't work, there's no point.
Of course.
So we try it in our clinics, we give it to our patients, we rework on our formulations so many times. And I'd say we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate to have the love, affection and confidence that people give to us. जितना प्यार हमें community से मिला है, शायद हमें कहीं से नहीं मिला होगा.
So your grandfather also was from Delhi? Does he started his journey from Delhi itself?
My grandparents were actually from Pakistan.
Okay.
So my grandparents were
that
from...
was also India back then.
Yeah. Now Pakistan or India.
Yeah.
So they were from Rawalpindi. And they came here before the partition, and my grandfather was in the army. And he retired from the army to study homeopathy at the age of 30s, 40s, which was very surprising because at that time you fend for yourself.
Was he a doctor in
Not
army?
at all.
No.
Not at all. Okay. Nothing. Army person came to India, had nothing, zero, scrap, nothing. And then he built his way up and he wanted to do homeopathy, which was a shocker for everybody. He's like 40-year-old. Yeah. I said, how can you go back to homeopathy? And you have kids and stuff and responsibility. And it so happened that he went to college. He graduated. and he got his family there. My uncle, who we were talking about, got his family there. A lot of hardships that I cannot even think about.
Of course.
Like rationing for milk, rationing for which day can we have non-veg in if the sale is okay. Sale in terms of my grandfather, to make money for college, started making fixo for the Sikh community. So
What is fixo?
is kind of like
Gel kind
a gel
of a thing.
that,
Okay, for
that
the beard.
basically
Okay.
holds all the
All
beard
right,
together.
Okay.
A product like that, right?
Yeah.
My uncle used to help him as a child and get like certain pennies to work. And we started with really humble beginnings. My father happened after that, and my father then was raised in Delhi in very local way. He was raised in Sarojini Nagar,
Okay, nice.
and then Lajpat, and then raised like that. Like, it just moved on into that circle.
Right.
Very, very humble. No, sorry. My father was actually raised in Lodhi Colony.
Okay.
And yeah, very humble beginnings. And one fine day, my uncle said, now we're moving to this location. Let's get a house here. They built a house. So you can imagine, it was so humble that they built themselves from scratch. Jahan khane ke, peene ke paise nahi hote the, they built themselves up. My grandfather started the practice. He was a teacher in a school as well, in a medical college as well, because he was so good with homeopathy. He wrote books on homeopathy, materia medica, poetry. He was an acer. I wish I could have met him. I didn't. And then my father, he did not want to be a homeopath, who is a legend of homeopathy today.
But usually, this happens that you've seen so much in your house, this talk, that somehow you feel like, nahi, ab mujhe kuch aur karna hai. You always trying to, sometimes it happens that you always trying to do things which is not there, because grass is always green on the other side. Don't you think that also goes on? I mean, maybe in your case it did not happen.
See, my dad's case happened where at that point in time, a lot of Sikhs and people were traveling abroad. He said, I'll also go abroad. But destiny happened that he couldn't go abroad and he had to be here. So he studied his medical education. And then he did Wawa Voom here. Like, he was amazing at what he did here. And he built a legacy for generations. For me, in terms of what you're saying, I think it was part rebel, part not knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Completely. Because you've built yourself in such a small shell that you feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Let me just have a little bit of that grass also, So you feel like that. But today, you also know, and I also know, coming from these families, when you reach a certain level, you get to do anything and everything in that organization for your skills. So you're doing podcasts today. I'm similar to you. I'm speaking on podiums, doing these things that we never really thought of. So I think growing in life gives you a lot of opportunities that you probably as teenagers or young adults can't think about.
Yeah, and you don't value those because they come so easy for you that time.
Yeah.
But then you realize that, it's okay, you did get one, but you can actually take it to 100.
100%.
Right? And we are lucky enough that we had, our parents did something which we can continue. So we're probably not starting from zero, what they have made, because 0 to 1 is the actual fight,
Yeah.
The most difficult, because that's the time the world has to validate you. That is the time where people have to trust you, even before you've got any kind of success. So that is the hardest time to build. That's why 90% startups fail, because people don't trust them that ye kya karega. They probably, his 5 habits are good, 5 habits are bad. I don't think he's going to do it. Let's not fund this guy, or let's not support this guy. So that 0 to 1 is the main fight, right? Now that we are there, we should really embrace it and take it to the next level, rather than rebel ki nahi, at one point I was also like that ki nahi, mujhe kuch apna karna hai, and I don't want this, where I've been told exactly what to do and stuff like that. But that's how it is, right?
I don't know, you might have also seen it. I realized this when I went to college. You also must have.
Yeah.
Because then you realize your peers don't have what you have. You have an asset. These guys are starting from scratch. You're not. And then you realize maybe what you have is really special.
And you got to appreciate it, right? And then on top of that, use that wisdom, knowledge, resources to direct it the right way.
100%.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm sure you also know a lot of people who take it for granted just because they got it so easy. So, like, let's say money is not a issue for a lot of people, but some people still use it for the right things, and some people use it just to flaunt it around.
Money will come and go.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There'll be years where we'll have great sort of financial success. There'll be years we won't have it.
Of course.
So money can come and go. Your passion and persistence to rise is something, or to do more, or to succeed is something I see as a caliber. You know, somebody told me, you don't put money on the horse, you put money on the jockey. I said, what do you mean? They said, whenever you put money on anybody in startups or anything, you put money on the jockey. And what is so different about that jockey is the fact that he can succeed through all odds. You give him an average horse, he can succeed with it. A great horse, he can succeed with that. I think that is one quality that people should have. Money is not the end goal. There'll be a time you'll have so much money that you won't know what to do about it. Money is not the end goal.
No, absolutely. And at the end of the day, you should invest on yourself. Like your
100%.
growth. What are we on this planet for? Growing ourselves personally, right? So I feel that उसका end result जो है वो तो वैसे ही money will come. If you're growing yourself, if your talent, if your skills, if your habits, you're making them better, तो money तो आ ही जाएगा. उसका तो एक it's like complementing each other. But that's what you should work on rather than just trying to think कि अच्छा money हो गया अब इसको just finding 20 ways to splurge it.
Your health will not benefit with that kind of mindset, for sure. For sure.
So tell me, where is your vision for Bakson? Where is it going? What do you want to do, and what are the plans ahead?
I feel like I'm just applying for a very big job at Bakson, and I feel like, oh my God, what's your vision for Bakson now? What do you want to do now? You know, my own father has not asked me this question. So, Arpit, when you ask me these questions, it's quite daunting, I would say. I think the vision for 2025 is to make sure homeopathy goes into every household. That's it. That's all I want. Every person to get educated about homeopathy, have your essentials in the house, have your B22, B33 in the house, have your throat aid in the house. Keep it on you. Need it, have it. I want to make homeopathy so accessible in houses that I want it to grow organically. See, let's be honest, I'm a doctor. I could be 100% selfish here and tell you that I want people to come to me. I want people to do this. But let's be honest about one thing. I cannot see more than 100 patients a day.
Of course you can't.
I will start making mistakes. Yesterday I was sick, 9 at night, I was still seeing patients. I couldn't say no because everybody's sick, right? You have to help everybody. But one thing I will tell you, a science doesn't just grow with the doctors, it also grows with knowledge. Today people rely on other alternative sciences with just knowledge. I want that to happen for homeopathy. I want people to come and say, yeah, we use throat aid, we use cough aid plus this, which is happening now in so many ways. You know, first year of launching the hair reviver, I did a lot of mehnat. Every result, everything. Now when I became a little bit chilled and I became, a little bit soft towards the approach. Now people just come to me and share their results. Oh, it's very nice, I tried it. What's happening? I'm giving something that people are genuinely liking as a homeopathy product in their house and making it accessible and easy to use. That's the rule for 2025, making it easy to use. Giving people what they need, the safest of the safest solutions with no side effects, plus giving it in their home, super fast, is my goal.
No, it completely makes sense. The more people use, the more data you get, and that'll help you to keep improving the product.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like for example, maybe for some blood type it doesn't work. Maybe for some blood type it works instantly. Then you can actually have 2 varieties of it where you have a certain thing for a certain blood type. I'm just saying. It's
already done.
Yeah.
Like, when we tried throat aid didn't happen when I was born, it was happening much before. So that's like 20 plus years beyond. right? So इतने सालों से जब लोग use कर रहे हैं, everybody's given their reviews in the clinics. Like the clinic setup is more than 50, 60 years old. Like that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
50, 60 years of just that legacy
Like
flowing where people are coming.
hundreds of thousands of patients.
So medicines are tried and tested. Data की भी बात नहीं है क्योंकि data इतना पड़ा है कि मेरे पास जगह नहीं है अब रखने की. मेरे पास हिम्मत नहीं है कि मैं एक और research करूँ.
Yeah.
हिम्मत ही नहीं है यार. Time ही नहीं मिलता है. I just want people to have access to homeopathy. बस और मुझे कुछ नहीं देना.
Tell me about the clinics. How many clinics do you have, and where all do you have them?
So we have 15 clinics. In India. Mostly, I think it's Delhi and NCR. Bangalore, we have a few clinics. Delhi, we have all throughout. So from Sonipat to Patel Nagar to Gurgaon, NCRs. So yeah, that.
And do you see a change in behavior in different cities? Where do you see people are more receptive, and where are people they don't know much about homeopathy?
People know about homeopathy, but when it comes to more urban places, or let's just say urban localities, the diseases just differ. So their knowledge just differs on the diseases. But when you talk about, okay, people know about homeopathy here or not, I think in rural areas, people still are wanting to know about it, according to the metrics of the clinic and how many people walk in. In places like Sonipat, Panipat, we're still seeing that patients have to have access to homeopathy, but it's just having a gap where they need to update that knowledge. They need to have the entire trust and faith. Urban, moving fast.
How do you, all the clinics do you have, they're all company owned, or you franchise it, or other people can also open it with you?
Nobody can franchise a Bakson clinic.
Okay.
Nobody can do it. We don't allow it.
Okay.
Because every single Bakson doctor needs to be trained in the clinic for at least 5 years. Then we depute them with enough training, and we do constant clinical rotation where they're coming out to our head clinic on Sunday, Saturday, Friday, whenever, to do a clinical rotation. So we don't believe in franchisee models, because at Bakson Clinic specifically, because the quality goes down. Any person wants to open a clinic and say, I want Bakson name. We're not here for the name. We have it. We don't want people to just use the name anymore. I want doctors who are trained under the entire success and the lineage of what to use, how to use in homeopathy for Bakson clinics that have been running for 60 plus years. Learn that concept and then use it. And we have a lot of doctors who are doing it. But I tell you one thing. Now the need of having clinics is reduced. Online practice is picked up. My practice, 60 to 80% is just online.
Oh, right.
It's just online.
Yeah, after COVID, things have really changed. Yeah.
People trust who you are. They don't trust what you sell. I want people to trust what they take, what they get results with, and that's most important. And specifically from social media and online consults, the world's changed. I'm sending medicines to Australia, to Canada, US, sitting here, and all my patients have my phone number. All my patients have my phone number. My family gets irritated because 3 बजे call आ जाता है रात को.
Yeah, because they don't know what time
Timing
they're
it
not
is,
thinking
but you
too
have
much.
to do it, and you have to be available, and that's the least you can do as a part of your practice. At least for how much time you can do it.
Yeah, coming back to like the franchise, I mean, there are a couple of different models, right? There's also a model where it can be franchise but company operated, where a person is actually putting the money for the clinic, but it's actually operated by you and not that person. So I feel that, since you have that knowledge base, since you have the team ready, that could help to reach to many people where you control the quality. It's not like some doctor is like, अच्छा doctor मैं हूँ board ऊपर vaccine लगा दे. It's like he is only investing so that you don't have to think about raising funds, of some multiple crores to open multiple clinics. Rather than there'll be people who'll be investing with you. Do you want B22? I can give it to you.
I'm getting it. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine.
So yeah, I
मेरे
mean,
रूम में B22 पड़ी होगी और B123 वो दोनों bottles ले आओ please.
yeah, so I think you should really think of that, because you'll be able to reach out to lot more people and control the quality and your own doctors and everything. I'm sure there's a lot of time to think about that, but that's great, and it's good to have you. And this was a great conversation. I'm sure my fundas are very clear how homeopathy works, and I'm honestly not being a user of homeopathy, not because of I'm against it or something. It's just that I haven't had the right people, the right interaction where I feel that okay, let's give it a shot. Never had that thought because allopathy and the medicines are so easy to get, and you're conditioned to just okay, ye ho raha hai to ye le lo, ye ho raha hai. So it's good. I mean, I'm gonna try.
Let me do one thing. Let me
Yeah.
send you some of the medicines that are regularly used in the clinic that are not supposedly to be used every day, only when you have a certain condition. Use them. Tell me how you feel about that.
Done. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me at your Bakson office. Thank you so much.